A bunch of core 2019 cards slipped through the cracks somehow and ended up in Dominaria. So, we have a bunch of spoilers to talk about. Let's dive right in. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and welcome to my video on the core 2019 spoilers. We have a fair number of these spoilers. Now, before we jump into the spoilers, let's jump into how these came about. Somebody opened up a box of Dominaria, and inside some of the packs, he found copies of 2019 commons. That's all there were. No uncommons, no rares. Now, I saw the individual's name, but I'm not going to list it because I don't know in cases like this, like with privacy issues or whatever. So you can find the person on Twitter if you want. He goes under a name there. He doesn't even use his real name there. So it's Mox. I can't even remember the Twitter name, honestly. I just remember his real name now. And I'm like, I can't say that. So anyhow, this dude ended up cracking these packs, getting these cards. We're going to take a look through them. They look authentic. It's crazy. Oh yeah, actually, I guess I'll cover real quick for any of those who are wondering how they could have gotten out into the wild, because I see people going, oh, it's a publicity stunt. It's not. I don't believe this is a publicity stunt. This isn't going to get... Showing a bunch of commons ahead of time, especially like the more vanilla kind, aren't going to get people hyped for a set, especially when Dominaria is out and just blasting along. People are loving it. So I don't see this as hype. They had an issue like this before, actually, with Return to Ravnica cards getting out before they were supposed to with 2013. Actually, it's kind of hilarious. Originally it was with the 2013 set or around that time. I think the Return to Ravnica might have been included in a core set. I'm not sure. Either way, what happened was somebody found a Return to Ravnica card. They sent it into Wizards of the Coast because Wizards was like, can you please send this to us? We want to figure out what's going on. Wizards looked into it. They determined that most likely what happened was the hoppers that the cards go through weren't properly cleaned. And what will happen is they will do like let's say they're doing the first print run completely of the core 2019 set. Then they print more Dominaria. There's a few more of these cards caught in the hoppers, so they ended up getting collated into regular Dominaria packs. So that is most likely what happened here. That explanation comes from a 2012 article by Rosewater, written when cards, oh, what is it, when cards go bad or something like that. Cards bad night. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Instead of a Hards Day night, it's a Cards Day night. That's the name of the article. So if you go down, scroll down near the bottom there, you'll find a blurb where he's specifically talking about how this happened in the past. So I believe that's what happened here. Now, I'm sure you're thinking already, shut up, moron, let's talk about the cards. So okay, let's do it. We got Daybreak Chaplain as the first one. 1 white, 1 colorless for a 1/3 human cleric, and we're going to see multiple clerics here. It's got lifelink, and the flavor text says, may the light shine through me to guide the lost. So this is a pretty bland, vanilla-ish creature. This is the kind of thing you would expect to see in a core set. It gives the whole concept of clerics as healers and life gain, white as like creatures with higher defense and life gain style creatures, cleric as a white creature type. It all comes together. The artwork is nice. I'm not going to go super into it because we'll do that kind of stuff in pack a day, but I definitely do enjoy the overall like whitish kind of light color of the artwork. I find that to be pretty nice. Next up, we've got Scholar of Stars. 1 blue, 3 colors for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, if you control an artifact, draw a card. The path of the stars is as reliable as the instruments that measure them. I mean, honestly, it feels like they're pushing the power level of this. This feels like in the past they would have made this a 2/2. Maybe they made it a 3/2 because it's conditional on controlling an artifact to get that card draw. I mean, it's interesting that they have, I guess the artifact is represented. You can pick either artifact in either of his hands, and that represents the knowledge gained by studying the stars. So that's a cool way of tying the whole thing together. That's not too shabby. Next up, we're not going to spend a lot of time on the artwork, obviously. We got a reprint from Theros here. We got Omen Speaker in her very sexy, funky outfit. 1 blue and 1 colorless for a 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. So you have wizards, you have clerics. They'll have a lot of the traditional tropes when we've got, or tribals when we're dealing with this, it seems like. So that's pretty cool. When Omen Speaker enters the battlefield, you scry 2. Her prophecies amaze her even as she speaks them. Alright, well fair enough. A pretty simple card letting you know that blue is good at manipulating stuff on top of the deck. Also, it feels like they're going for kind of like a cycle. You've got the Daybreak Chaplain, a 2/1/3. You've got the Omen Speaker, it's a 2/1/3. So we may see a cycle across all colors with that. Mighty Leap is 1 white, 1 colorless. This is brought back from Amonkhet with that really, really amazing artwork, honestly. This leaping off of the obelisk thing looks fantastic. So target creature gets +2/+2 and gets flying till end of turn. I feel the presence of the God Pharaoh in the second sun, and I rise upon its rays. This, I honestly feels, the pump feels like a white effect. The flying feels more like a blue effect, but hey, they're doing it as a jump effect, and blue has more permanent flying. It's flight, and this is more like a leap jump effect. So, I mean, overall, the card's tied together well. The art's great, and it's a very simple way of transmitting that concept. I guess the core set is there to help transmit basic concepts of what colors are capable of their different slice of the pie. So Mighty Leap helps with that. Then we've got a new one you guys won't have seen, and that's Dwarf Priest, and he looks pretty dope. 1 white, 3 colorless for a 2/4, who actually looks like a dwarf with a big beard and a funky like helmet. Oh, he almost makes me think of Flint Fireforge a little with that tassel up on his helmet there. So you've got the priest again. So see, we're seeing another cleric, but this time with a different race. We got dwarf. When dwarf enters the battlefield, gain 1 life for each creature you control, and dwarves are generally white and red creature aligned. These storied halls are under my protection. Okay, I didn't even notice that in the background, but it kind of looks like he's in like a big mine or something. Right on. I really enjoy this artwork, man. He is standing up firm and strong, and it shows that like a single dwarf is more stout than a human as well. So that's cool. So far, so simple and vanilla, but so good. All right, Tormenting Voice. We've seen this a ton of times. 1 red, 1 colorless, has an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Unwelcome thoughts crowd my mind, are they my own madness or the whispers of another? Oh, hey guys, on another note, the foil Tormenting Voice that I got with the wrong foiling layer on it that adds drakes, one of those recently sold for $40, so apparently that one I have is worth something. That's kind of neat. All right, so Tormenting Voice, nothing exciting there. We're going to move on. Let me take another sip of tea here. Now, this next one here is really interesting. Onake Ogre. 1 red and 2 colorless for a 4/2. Ogre Warrior, and that's cool. I mean, I like seeing ogres in the core set. It feels like the beginning with Grey Ogre, and oh my god, have we come a long way. I can't even believe it. Think about Grey Ogre. Grey Ogre was 1 red, 2 colorless for a 2/2 with no abilities. This is literally 2 higher power. Man, we've crept up. All right. So the flavor text says, the ogres you know are nothing like the Onake. Possessing both intellect and industry, they had brute strength without being brutish. All right. All right, that's weird. The first part of the flavor text is like past tense. One's present tense and one's past tense. It's weird. It feels weird the way it's written. Anyways, but that's not what was interesting about this. What I thought was interesting is the Onake Ogre totally makes it feel like it's a Kamigawa style creature, which makes me think we'll be going back to Kamigawa soon. I don't know how I feel about that, because last time we went there it was legendary, so maybe they'll have a pretty heavy legendary theme but with something else mixed in to tie in with Dominaria. That might happen. Anyways, I thought it was really interesting when I saw this one included. Next up, we got Goblin Instigator. This guy is really solid. 1 red and 1 colors for a 1/1. When he enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 Goblin creature token. We can take him. You go first. That's great. I like this card. It's actually a really solid card. It's basically like Krenko's Command or other things, but instead of getting 2 tokens, you get a creature and the token. Then we've got Hostile Minotaur. 1 red and 3 colors for a 3/3 hasted Minotaur. The bellow of a Minotaur always translates to charge. I enjoy the fact that there was Heirloom Minotaur in the original set, and now they have Hostile Minotaur. So it's another H Minotaur, and the artwork is very cool, like the sun setting. Oh, cool, he's got a little helmet there on his spear or stick. Dude, that's dope. Looks great. Cancel. 2 blue and a colorless, counter target spell. I decide what stands in my way. This artwork is gorgeous, honestly. I really love the blue sphere of counter magic protecting against the flames. This really transmits the concept of like counter magic really, really well. Simple name, simple concept, no bells, no whistles, stop fire magic. Because remember, the core set needs to be simple. So it's totally fine for a lot of the commons and uncommons to seem kind of janky and whatever. The rares and mythics are the place for stuff to get like actually complex. Sure Strike. 1 red, 1 colorless instant. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike till end of turn. And then they've got an explanation of first strike in the brackets. That's fine. To survive imminent doom, it sometimes takes a foolhardy soul who acts first and fears later. That's actually not bad flavor text. Oh man, is he going up against an Eldrazi? That goblin is a badass pimp, dude. You get that Eldrazi, son! Alright. Next up, Anticipate. 1 blue, 1 colorless. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Divining the future is easy when you hold the power to sway it. Again, this is a nice way of transmitting what blue can do in a core set. So that's a cool reprint. Dwindle. This is my favorite out of all the spoilers. Out of all the cards I've seen, this is my favorite so far from 2019. Hands down, I love this. Dwindle is great. 1 blue, 2 colorless. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -6/-0. When enchanted creature blocks, you can tell it's my favorite because I'm yawning during it. Enchanted creature gets -6/-0. When enchanted creature blocks, destroy it. The collection didn't have room to expand, so the wizard improvised a solution. That's so cool. He's turning like a giant wolf into a little mouse-sized creature and putting it in the cage. I love the way this is transmitted in the art with that little blue glow around him, showing the like aura actually affecting him. And also, look how ferocious he is. He looks like if he was gigantic, he'd be dangerous. Very cool. Loxodon Linebreaker. Here's another new one too. 1 white and 2 colorless, 3/2. Unless this was in another set, and I don't remember. This is actually a reprint. I don't remember, truthfully. Loxodons are firm in stature and spirit. No matter the odds, they're always first into battle. So this is just a whatever elephant soldier. He looks pretty badass, but another standard vanilla thing for the core set. Not too bad. Next up, Knight's Pledge. 1 white, 1 colorless, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. As long as my faith persists, so shall I. Alright, well, it's pretty standard. I mean, a creature boost. Nothing really special to say here. Feels like it belongs in a core base set. Got Inspired Charge up next. 2 white, 2 colors. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. This is a reprint. Impossible. How could they overwhelm us? We had barricades, war elephants, and they were barely 1/10 of our number. They could do it because they had an Inspired Charge with apparently magical glowing daggers. That'll do it. Alright, this is fine. Nothing wrong with this. Doesn't excite me, but a lot of these cards don't. I mean, there's not a lot of excitingness, but that's fine. We're getting those out of the way. We'll be more excited when we see the better cards for the set. Disperse. 1 blue, 1 colorless. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. It's pointless to hold on when you have nothing to hold on with. The artwork on this is incredible. I really like this guy. He's being unmade into motes of blue magic. That's so cool. Just fracturing away into nothingness. Amazing. Very neat. Then we've got Active Trees and 1 red, 2 colorless. Gain control of target creature till end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste till end of turn. She learned a tragic lesson that day. Even the purest can be corrupted when the heart's emotions are twisted. Take that, Angel. You can see like a little, I've never noticed it before, but in the Active Trees, it's got like a little crown of rage above her head. That the red in the eyes and the like this artwork does a really good job of transmitting the concept of the Active Treason and how against like an angel's normal. Oh wait, maybe that's just the feathering and not a crown of rage above her head. Maybe that's just the redness of the wing. Anyways, this does a really good job of transmitting how against an angel's nature this would be, because the angels, first of all clouded in darkness with like red blazing eyes, but secondly, they're about to strike somebody down when their back is turned. An angel isn't like that. An angel will run an evildoer through right in their face. So very coolly done. Excellent addition to the core set. Red stealing stuff is totally an intrinsic part of Red's part of the color pie. So that rounds out all of the spoilers that we have. I know there wasn't anything super exciting. That's totally fine. This is the kind of stuff that you'll see in the core set, and this is the kind of stuff that I wouldn't be surprised if they tossed in. They make when they make the new intro decks to give out. I wouldn't be surprised to see these cards in there as well. So these are the ones that got caught up in the hopper somehow and ended up in packs of Dominaria. Thanks for coming by, my friends. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you later, Tator. Or.
And together, we are the 6 turtles of magic.
the best card.